Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's Eric with ericmalley.com. I'm super excited to connect with you. I know that we weren't able to speak on today's conference call. Jeff and team, basically what I'm proposing goes far beyond helping you succeed with your Whole Foods launch, which is the reason why I wanted to take a minute and have this video produced, because I know everyone's in many different locations and different time zones. So basically, guys, what we're doing here is we're building something that will define June's market position for decades. We're talking about intergenerational digital content that is lasting far beyond any ad campaign. It's a comprehensive digital authority system that transforms every piece of content, every announcement, and every leadership moment into permanent competitive advantage, giving us the opportunity to say and help communicate things that you can't really do on the stage of Fox or on a CNN interview. And basically what we're doing is it's all going to be powered by the global validation of your Whole Foods partnership. All right, so I want you to see this as an enormous stepping stone, not just another shelf to place your fantastic sparkling tea, right? So it's about strategic leverage, Whole Foods market, and Amazon's premium wellness as a retailer together has chosen June. That is spectacular. Congratulations to you guys. This is wonderful, right? So that decision sends a powerful signal specifically to US consumers, which is who we're talking to at the moment, because right now June is aligned with the gold standard in wellness, right? 3.5 million people a day shop at Whole Foods, and we want them to choose your product, right? So how do we get them to do that? And we need to bring about greater credibility, and to do that with artificial intelligent platforms and search engines. June must become a trusted authority and source, right? Not just a simple beverage, but a trusted source. And this is how we do it, right? So the partnership is your amplifier. It elevates every message, every milestone, basically every metric that we're thinking about. And this is where we want to make sure we get that content right. And that's where my expertise in communicating such messages comes into play. Also my programming of Python and HTML. So our foundation is a domestic audience, and we're looking for dominance in that market, right? So in the wellness markets here, we set the trends. Whole Foods validates June's ethics, quality, and innovation right here at home. And so that gives us a stepping stone for the next big project. So as we focus on storytelling, education, and campaign strategy, we're really deepening our relationship with the American market and helping the product to resonate with them. So our goal is that in every store, event, every campaign milestone, every knowledge asset is engineered, specifically engineered to build trust and velocity faster than any other competitor. And that's really what we have here, right? We have all of the alignment between the strategic partnerships and the ability to communicate, the fantastic product, but now we have to build that lasting authority. So this isn't a someday strategy, right? You'll actually begin to see measurable impact within 30 days. And that's what's fantastic about it, right? So we're going to immediately unpack increased discoverability across reach and search. So basically all artificial intelligence, indexing, of course, content and citations that are going to grow the digital footprint, basically enhancing brand engagement. Obviously the metrics will be there, we'll be able to measure them, but we're going to see them immediately. It's tangible, right, within 30 days. And each result compounds every gain and amplifies the next, right? Because as you know, with the internet, everyone picks up the next story. So one good publication gets picked up, you get multiple invitations for podcasts, etc., etc. But what we want to do is make the product searchable so we can educate the consumer. I don't just help you appear online, right? You can do that through ads. I engineer your digital assets for conversational indexing, which is the most important thing to be thinking about today. So platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Claude, DeepSeek, basically what we're going to be looking to do is to surface your voice as the answer. That's the key, right? Surfacing your voice as the expert who becomes the context, who becomes the citation, the recommendation. And that's the ultimate goal, right? And it builds the future. And we do this by crafting the communication through Python logic, HTML, and through structured data that ensures that your knowledge is elevated and preserved. So very different than simply running an ad on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or flashcards in the store or samples. Those are fleeting, right? Those are expenses that you're going to have. They contribute to the launch, but we're looking at a much bigger picture, right? So we're not looking simply at a launch plan. We're looking at an operating system for category dominance. And that goes well beyond the $1 million in sales that you're focusing. Traditional strategies treat retail placement as a one-time event. I think ours recognizes that Whole Foods, as a multi-dimensional AI growth platform, is using our go-to-market 23 framework and spherical philosophy principles. This way we can transform your launch into a living system, adaptive, resilient, and optimized in real time. This is where we are defining the difference between what you have been doing, what you are going to be able to do, and the results that we're going to be able to systematically measure. So one of the things that we haven't spoken about is spherical philosophy and that advantage, basically thinking of the market like a roundabout. Most brands pick one lane and hope for the best. We maintain awareness of every strategic pathway. So through our digital programming, through Python and HTML and large language model communication and architecture, we're able to answer all the questions that anyone in the market might have in advance, so that when they do a search on your product, they end up with the answer and the confidence to pull the trigger. So no tunnel vision, no rigid playbooks, just multi-dimensional artificial intelligent growth that responds to real world signals. This is what we're talking about, right? You want answers. This is how we get those answers, right? We do a quick search, and then you have independent third party to validate June's position and its ingredients and its advantages. So Whole Foods didn't just choose you, okay? That's the most important part here, right? They didn't just choose another beverage. They chose June as a wellness solution. And that's where we're gonna captivate the audience, right? This creates what we call quality signaling effect, right? So again, quality signaling effect, when you have this giant choosing you. So consumers associate your brand with Whole Foods, premium standards, allowing basically you to now command price, build trust and scale, and we're gonna do that authentically, right? So not just running simple ads, right? Because that's a quid pro arrangement, quid pro quo, and that's great, but we have the go-to-market 23 strategy also to just discuss with you, which is the framework that I created. It's been written about extensively, but basically it turns complexity into momentum. So each strategy is an actionable, measurable, adaptive, feeding insight back into the system for continuous optimization. So with each question we get about the product, it magnifies the answers and our ability to create a holistic, multi-dimensional story. So your team operates from real-time intelligence, not outdated assumptions, and we want the artificial intelligence solutions that exist in the world today to do the exact same thing. No one-word answers, no strategic answers, and no hallucinations, because without the right answers, AI is just simply going to hallucinate the answer that it thinks is right. So here's the story. By October 3rd, I want to be positioned not as just another beverage hoping for authentication, but as a differentiated wellness brand with a proven demand and a scalable growth system. That's what's going to truly set us apart, right? Your $1 million revenue target for 2026 isn't a ceiling, it's a foundation, right? Again, it's not a ceiling, it's just simply a foundation. And together we're building a definitive leader in the functional wellness beverage, and that is June Sparkling Teas. And I think we can do this. I hope I've answered some of your questions today. I know you've got a ton of them. I'm actually standing in the kitchen in our office because a lot of my team is in today and we're all running around. But I'm excited that we had this chance to connect. Please email me your questions. We should really hit the ground running. I've got a schedule of 5 digital assets that we wanted to launch for this week. I also have next week's done. And then we have the compounding digital assets, which is the way that we get those messages out into the entire world. Our goal is to educate artificial intelligence to be able to have a substantive conversation, large language models synthesized into English so that we can elevate the brand. All right, pretty straightforward. When you get into it, it's exciting, but I write the code, I write the language, my team helps me execute it, but I think we're going to do a great job for you guys. You're going to be super satisfied, and within 30 days, you're going to be able to measure the difference. So that's what I got for you today. I look forward to continuing the conversation. Talk to you soon. Take care.